and welcome to yet a third installment of our episodes, Riding with Kim. For those of you that don't know, that's Kim. We're going to show you kind of her ride as we talk about it, because as soon as I parked the bike, the words came out of Kim's mouth saying what?
I got some questions.
She's got some questions. What's up? Jim here. Welcome back to J Street Moto. Welcome to the channel if it's your first time.
Before I ask my questions, you gave me some critiques on our first go round.
Yeah.
Did I do better?
You did. In fact, I was. If you ever looked in your side view mirrors,
I did.
or your rear view mirrors, you would have seen me after every turn you made. I was either doing this or I was going yes.
So
yes,
I heeded your
yeah.
I always do. When people give me advice, I try to put it into practice.
And for those of you that missed, I'll show it probably, like, I'll drop it in right here. She had a couple of turns the first time we went through the neighborhood where she really went wide on her turn. And so I told her, I'm like, you need to look where you're going, pick your line as you're going through a turn. So kind of decide where you want to have the bike positioned when you go through that turn.
Yeah.
And so we talked about that after the first time through the neighborhood, not on camera. And she was asking if she had done better, and I was telling her that she had.
And I feel good about that.
You should.
Questions, though. So what I was trying to do this time was I'm getting comfortable with the clutch and the gas and starting and stopping and all that stuff. But I wanted to see if I could get comfortable, just how fast I could shift and be comfortable.
Okay.
Right? And then stay on the gas, like without jumping it. See if I could just keep it going. And clearly I'm not doing that very well, because I would shift it and then go and I was having a hard time. I wanted to shift and just maintain speed and shift, right?
So
and I wasn't able to figure that out. And then two-part question. Well, I'll do that and then I'll tell you the second part, because your brain can't handle two things at once.
I need you to elaborate on your question. So was it happening downshifting, upshifting, both? Which one were you more concerned with, the upshift?
Well, right now we're just talking about the upshift. Okay. Downshift was the second part of the question.
Okay, all right. So one thing is, and we sort of hit on this, last episode. You're really not riding that bike in a gear to where that gear is topping out.
Right.
You're shifting early, in other words, kind of like you would in a car.
Right.
But you're treating the throttle as if you are riding it.
So I'm giving it too much
to where you
gas.
top it out. Yeah.
Okay.
So it's not a clutch thing.
Okay.
And it's not even a speed thing. It's be very cognizant about, I almost, with as slow as you're going, and this isn't a criticism, with the speed you're traveling. When you shift from first to second, when you pull the clutch in, you can damn near let the throttle completely close. Shift it into second, and then as you're letting the clutch out, gradually get the gas back on. So what you're doing, I think, is you're leaving gas to the motor. As you pull the clutch in, you're shifting up. And so you're already probably giving it the gas you need for it not to
and then adding
jump,
more gas.
and then you're adding more because your brain says, well, I'm getting ready to let go of the clutch. I need to give it gas. So instead, think about it in terms of pull in the clutch, shut gas off, shift, ease the clutch out, and start rolling back on the throttle.
Okay. Yeah, because I was just...
I saw you.
I was jumping in a few places.
I'm pretty sure I probably caught it on film too. It's not real elaborate.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not real noticeable, but I could see it. And it's like and that doot stuff is what will, if your hand's in the wrong position, that's the shit that's going to make your throttle go crazy.
That's that
especially
whiskey
if
throttle.
You're ripping it.
That's that whiskey throttle.
Oh, by the way, thank you to all that commented on the second riding lesson with Kim video that came out. Thanks for your comments, because they were, number one, very supportive, and Kim appreciated that.
100%.
Number two, you gave some pretty good tips, things that I hadn't gotten to yet. But it was very good advice, and
very helpful.
We appreciate you watching for sure.
I felt my starts going smoother.
Your starts were going smoother.
My feet coming up and going without walking. And I was getting used to, for this time, I was practicing what you had talked about before on like a hill, letting the clutch out, letting it start to move, and getting used to. I'm still really not super confident on the ratio of clutch and gas.
Yeah.
And I think that comes back to what I was saying before about shifting up and having that jumping going. What I did do, so the other question I had, shifting down, I kept putting it into neutral. I was going too far, and then I would go back up, and it would be back into, and then it would go back down to neutral, and I was like, what is happening here? So that's my question is,
so
why
if you're
am I going into neutral?
If you're hitting neutral when you're going from second to first, you're not going too far, you're not going far enough.
Okay.
Because when you think about it, first is all the way down.
All the way down.
Then you have neutral, then second, third, fourth, fifth. So it's 1 down and 5 up.
Okay, so if I hit neutral, just hit it again and go down to first.
Or
got it.
The other way you can think about it is pull the clutch in and just think about pushing your foot as far down as it can go. Right now, I think you're trying to ginger the gear. So you're just kind of tapping it.
I'm just going boop, boop,
and when you
boop.
Just tap it,
it goes halfway.
It's only going to go halfway. So just think instead, push it.
Yeah.
Push it all the way down, and then it'll go in first.
And going from, and I did not go to third today, but going from third to second, it's not going to go into neutral. It'll go to second. Right. So if I visualize it, okay.
Even if you
like a ladder, it has to go down the rungs of the ladder, but the only one it can skip is first to second because that neutral's halfway. You can
get used to stepping on the clutch to downshift. You can get used to doing that at the same.
Stepping on the clutch.
I'm sorry, stepping on. You can get used to stepping on the shifter to downshift. You can get used to that at the same pressure for all the gears.
Yeah.
Because you can't, it's not possible with the clutch pulled in for you to go down and it to skip a gear.
Yeah.
You have to go down, release, down release, down, release. So get used to stomping the same way, and we'll have a problem.
Yeah, because what would happen is I would drop it, I'd hit it, it would go into neutral, and instead of hitting it again and putting it first, I was going up because my brain was putting neutral at 0. So and then when I would go, oh, wait a minute, that's not it.
It's all the way at the bottom.
Yeah, so it would take me a second because I kept thinking neutral was all the way down, but I know it isn't. But in the moment when you're riding and it goes into the wrong gear, I'm like, oh, fix this thing.
Well, and that gearbox is relatively smooth. I mean, I rode it today. It's an extremely easy bike to shift.
It is.
So just get used to, it's almost too easy to shift because I think it gives you the sense of I want to be gentle instead of, you can be a little more aggressive with how you step down and pull up.
Okay.
It is the way I put it.
I like my bike.
I do too.
When you rode it, you looked like a little monkey in a circus.
I looked like fat guy in a little coat.
You look like a little monkey on a little bicycle in the circus.
Some of you will understand this. That bike fits on me like a Grom does. They'll understand that.
I don't know what that is.
It's like
all I know is
it's a mini bike that has enough power you can ride it on the roads.
But it looks like it's a big bike when I ride it because it fits me perfectly. So I love it. I love my little bike.
The gas, clutch, all that stuff, the more you do it on your bike, the more comfortable you're going to get.
Yeah.
But recognize that it is different bike to bike. I mean, you can take
anything, car.
You can take that exact same motorcycle, same year, everything. Have a duplicate of it that's sitting there right beside it, and it will not ride exactly like that one does. All bikes ride a little bit different. And so you get used to yours. I'm just pointing that out for, in the event that someone says, hey, throw a leg over mine and try it. You'll know it's not going to be, it's going to be a little different.
It's like that in a car. Some cars, the gas and the clutch are easy, and some cars you really got to give it some, and you just got to, the first time you get in a car like that you drive, you've got to get used to.
You got to get used to the rhythm of that machine.
Of that particular car. So I imagine it's the same, but I think you're right. Keeping that in mind is a good idea. And I think, in my mind, that's why a lot of people don't let people ride their bikes, because they're going to get on it like it's theirs and jack it all up in some way, or
not
in the most part, but you know what I'm saying.
I don't think that's it. And drop a comment if you disagree with what I'm getting ready to say.
Okay.
How I would state it is this: I'm not letting anyone get on my motorcycle unless I trust them.
Well, yeah.
I mean, it has nothing to do with my bike's different than theirs.
Yeah.
I know how that guy rides. I'm not letting him ride my shit.
Same thing.
You know what I mean? Like David and Juan have ridden mine.
Yeah, but you've ridden with them
and nobody else
across the
has.
country.
I've ridden theirs. I'm not just pulling into a random place, tossing them my fob and saying, hey, take it for a ride.
Yeah.
You'll like this one. Kind of like, who you gonna let dance with your husband?
Yeah.
Or who you gonna let dance with your wife? It's
Yeah.
you know, I trust Juan and David to dance with Anne Marie.
Fair enough.
There's a lot of people I won't. So it's you know, it's that kind of thing. But,
Fair enough.
Oh, on that topic, before you ask your next question, I have one.
Okay.
What the hell are you naming it? You
I
still don't have a name yet.
I don't know yet. I don't know yet.
Oh.
I don't know yet. I'm.
And it might be too early. You haven't really taken him because it's going to be a he. If you haven't seen that video, go back and watch the very first riding video. Expect the Unexpected. That's the title of it.
It's a him.
She'll tell you why she's going to name her bike after a he instead of a she. I don't think you can really name it until you've been out on it, like out on it, like gone on a real road, dealt with traffic. Once we go and get our first fried ice cream, you should be able to name it.
Where are we gonna go get fried ice cream?
I'm pretty sure that Mexican place next to the BP station right there
Has the fried ice cream?
I think they probably do. Most Mexican places have fried ice cream. So what other questions did you have? You said you had a ton though.
Well, it was, and
you built me up to this whole thing like I was going to have a really good content and conversation.
Those felt like a ton. I mean, they really did, and I wanted to get your feedback on my implementation of your feedback of riding as if there are cars everywhere and staying in my lane and doing all of that. And I wanted to get your feedback on whether or not you felt like I was able to adequately do that.
You were. You did good. You still need to work on when you stop what you're doing with your feet.
I'm getting better at that.
You are. Instead of doing this, you're kind of doing dun.
Right.
Or dun.
Right.
And that's better. It's better. But what I'm saying is,
don't take that from me.
When I pulled back in your driveway from riding your bike, did you see how I stopped?
I did not pay attention.
The things you do for someone,
honestly,
and then they don't pay any attention. I literally brought that bike to a complete stop and then just went, whoop, put my feet down. That's what I want to see you do.
Okay.
I want to see you do that. You don't have to do that all the time, but I want to see you do that.
Okay.
Because you know, I need you to get there, because then we can build up to what one of the guys commented, the motorcycle instructor commented.
Yeah.
Because I do agree with him.
That was a good comment.
That is the way you should do it.
Yeah.
But you know.
The other thing I was doing was making sure my brake lights came on.
Yeah, you were doing a good job of that.
Yeah. So that was another thing. I was making sure they came on. I was more cognizant of that.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we're good.
You did good.
We'll come. Well, you know, we'll get together soon. When it gets really, really cold, we're gonna take a break because I ain't riding a motorcycle in the freezing cold. So we're in the South, so we don't get that cold. But
yeah,
you know.
I was thinking about that. I'm like, this is probably going to be our last or next to last.
I don't think so. It's gonna stay warm.
We'll see. We'll see.
If we have a mild as winter as we did last year.
Oh yeah, we'll be able to do some stuff.
Yeah. So we'll do it as we can do it. But it's beautiful out today.
How'd you like your new jacket?
I love it.
Was it comfortable to ride in, or did it just look good?
No, it's comfortable. I do have one more question though, riding. Throttle. If your hand gets tired, because I don't have cruise control, you gotta hold it in that spot. And I was trying to adjust my hand because my hand was getting tired. And just how do you maintain that for that long without just like going, ugh. See, I do not have such a, if I let go even to adjust my wrist or just kind of give it a little bit of a break, it will like that's some of what was going on too.
Try to, the next time we ride, or the next time you go out, I want you to try and control the throttle, not when you're taking off, but when you're stopping.
Right.
But once you're moving and you're just doing a steady speed, I want you to try and control the throttle like this, with your fingers not around it.
Oh, okay.
So,
just like on the top, like on top.
If this arm is your throttle,
right.
I want you to put the pressure of your hand on it to hold it there.
Okay.
or even just like this, but no,
Right.
don't grip it.
Yeah.
And just put your hand where it needs to be so that
so
it's
it'll set.
comfortable.
Yeah.
Because you feel how I'm pulling your skin with my hand.
Yeah.
What you're doing when you go to reposition is you're doing this. And
Or I'm
because you're
riding-
completely letting go.
Or I'm riding like this, and then I go to reposition, and I'm like,
Uh-huh.
like moving around.
You're hanging on to it,
Yeah.
and that's moving the throttle.
Yeah.
So just think about using friction in your hand to hold the
Okay.
throttle where you want it, and
Okay.
it might be
Okay. Well, and that
it might
was
be
my,
better on your
yeah,
wrist.
that was my third question.
It is
going to
be it is uncomfortable
Mm-hmm.
to hold your hands in a position a certain time,
Yeah.
a certain amount of time. And then when you're stopped, once someone has pulled in behind you,
Yeah.
so that you know you don't have to be prepared to scoot out in case someone's going to hit you,
Yeah.
put the bike in neutral and take your hands off the handlebars and give them a break so they're not just sitting here all the time.
Yeah.
And I know I'm going to catch shit for that. I know I am, but I don't care. This is about comfort. And I just told her everything she needed to do to make sure she was safe to begin with. So I'm good with that. Nothing else?
No,
Other
that's
questions?
it. We're good. Thank you so much.
Y'all, thanks for watching. Do me a favor, do us a favor, do her a favor. Like, subscribe, click notification bell, share it with your friends. All that stuff's free to you and it helps the channel. Always ride safe.
Thank you for your encouragement.
Yeah, ready? 1, 2, 3, shoot. Ah. Asshole.
Really? Peace out, bitches!